So let's go through the breathing a little more. We're going to take you a little bit through the stuff Lynn went, and this is a more practical example of how you're going to keep yourself alive when you need the breathing. But let's just do the breathing real quick, and then we'll do some partner-assisted stuff here. Okay, so we're just going to sit however you want. Just make sure you're upright. Okay. Then I'm going to breathe in through my nose, and I breathe in, my stomach's going to go out. I'm going to breathe out. About twice as slow. And when I think there's no more, my stomach's pulled all the way in, a little more. And then again. Like that. When I was at Hickson's last month, he did this and raised his hand, and it worked to 3 minutes for his hand on exhale. So do really slow exhales like that. Okay, so now, everybody talk. Todd's going to lay on his back. And I'm going to begin by just giving him weight. Okay? We'll go to the chest, which is where most people breathe. And I want him just to work his nice, slow inhale and nice, slow exhale. And I'm just giving him dead weight. Okay, go. That's our first one. And then once he feels like, and it's up to you, so he tells me whether or not he feels it's comfortable or not, right? If it's not comfortable, then we'll do this one a little more until you learn how to make it kind of comfortable, right? If your ribs are hurting or something like that, that's totally different. Just stop. And we'll change positions or change exercise. I don't want your ribs to hurt. But it is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to get increasingly uncomfortable as we go. Okay. Second one is here, right? And then he takes a slow inhale, a very slow exhale. And then as he starts to get more comfortable with that, I take my hand up a bit. And now I'm just kind of sitting on it. Yeah, that's going to go longer. And then we're going to go to Jiu-jitsu positions, which are much worse. Okay. So start with the hands. And then progress to sitting on the chest facing the legs, and then start to take limbs off the mat, your hands off the mat, your feet off the mat. The other person just has to stay there and learn to be comfortable with the breathing.
So the exhale, is it a pulse exhale, or are you a smooth exhale, or is it dealer's choice?
Short bursts. Like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, give it a shot. Put your hand in the partner's chest. All right. Let's take it up to actually a little more jiu-jitsu specific. I've already talked. We're going to go probably the worst position, head north. Being able to head north. So again, a lot of people do this differently where they're sitting on the mat. Okay, if I'm sitting on the mat here, Todd's not really feeling any of my weight. Most all my weight now is in my butt. So we know not to do that. So when I want my hips off the mat. So my hips, you see where my lower ribs are up against Todd's ribs? That's where my hips should be. Okay. I want to be high in the armpit. That way I can grab with just this hand, go retract that arm. But I don't need this to get his arm back or to necessarily hang on to his arm and just hold like this, right? Because if I'm down here, now you need this because you're going to get that over the mat because you're in too shallow. Okay? That had happened while you're transitioning into the position. So we'll go slow. And as I grab his head and I have his arm, I'm going to rotate my hips up high. And then turn this way. And now my hips are where they should be. Now he's feeling my weight, right? And we'll just start here. Just big breath in. Slow exhale. We're going to add pressure in a minute. I'm not pulling it. It's just body weight. And the key here is to survive. Find a way. It sucks. I know it sucks for Todd right now, but find a way to make it to be comfortable enough just to survive. Okay? And then we're going to go. It's going to get worse. Let's try it real quick. Good. Okay. We do real quick. Turn it up a little bit. Now, a couple of things here before I get to. Silhouette theory we talk about with sweeps plays as much of a role here as well, right? So with sweeps, you guys know having good base is having your posts outside your silhouette, right? If I'm standing like this, you're looking from the top down. I have back base all directions because my feet are inside my shoulders and my hip. If I go here, I have good base this way because my posts are outside my silhouette and bad this way. Right? You guys get that. So when we sweep, when we're doing any sweep or takedown, you're moving the apex of your pyramid over one of the posts. Weight is the same way. So when I'm on top of Todd and I'm trying to make him as uncomfortable as possible and give him as much of my weight, I want as much of my silhouette inside his silhouette as possible. The more of my silhouette is outside of his silhouette, the lighter I am. Right? It's like if you have a 45-pound plate and I put just the tip of it on the scale, it weighs so much. But if I slide the plate more and more and then finally center it in the scale, it's going to be way heavier. It's the same idea here. So when I want to get heavy, I want to get my body onto his body and off the mat. That's one thing. Two, when we really want to crush him or make him uncomfortable and wear him out and tire him, and that's really what the point of this is, just to wear him down and then go for the submission when they're too weak to fight back. You pull with your legs. So now I've given him as much weight as possible, my silhouette's over his silhouette, and then I'm driving, pulling my hips through his chest into the mat. And that's how you get his maximum heavy, okay? And there's another thing here. When you guys go like, hey, let's practice escapes cross-side or whatever, and I just get into a position on top of Todd or he gets in a position on top of me, it's generally much easier to escape in that environment than if I acquire that position in a roll. If I pass his guard and get cross sides and acquire that position naturally, it's much harder for him to escape. You'll see that when you guys start practicing a lot of drilling. It's kind of a phenomenon that I've noticed, but I think that's just due to connection. So when I acquire a position during a roll, by definition, I'm connected to the other person's body. I'm sliding into that position, right? Everything is nice and tight. There's no space. We arbitrarily, I just take cross sides top and get on top of them. I don't have that same good connection. So as I take head and arm, I want to go very slow and focus on that like I would in roll. Okay. So we're here. As I get my arm in, I'm going very slow, and I'm focused on feeling that connection all the way here to Todd's body, all the way through, right? And now when I want to really drive, I go like that. So more of my silhouette up there, pulling with my legs. That's heavy, sucks with Todd. And now I'm going to pull with my feet, and I'm going to drive my hips down into the mat. That's the idea. Now what I want you to do is when I squeeze and do that, exhale. Little short exhales. But when I relax, inhale. Breath in. Yeah. I start to squeeze. Exhale. I relax. That's your time. Inhale. Good. That's the idea. Okay? That's about as bad as it gets from any jiu-jitsu position and on at that particular level. Most weight you will feel, okay?
When you say pull with your feet, you just mean like gripping the floor and
Yep.
pulling?
I'm grabbing, I'm using hamstrings, I'm pulling my hip. I'm trying to pull my hip straight down to the mat through their chest.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
We're literally pulling.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And your top foot, sorry, Todd, how are you? But my top leg also does the rotation here. See how that foot pulls, and now I can pull down that way. I'm intentionally not going here and pulling up on his neck. That would be a neck crank, and that would be, if I wanted to submit him, that's where we do, but we don't want to, that requires a different move on his part, and I don't want you guys to hurt each other's necks. So as I lean back and go, I'm driving through him, but I'm not lifting Todd's head up, stressing his neck here. It's very important. I don't want you guys to grab here, and as you do that, start pulling on their skull, because that's not worth that, okay? Let's try. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for frequent updates, because we're updating this every week, and make sure you comment and like and share our videos. We appreciate it, and we definitely try and respond to all the comments. And if you like what we're doing and you like the material, check out SBG University, SBGU, and you're going to see a ton more in much greater depth than what you see here on YouTube. Thank you very much.